What's up, guys? Today, very crazy video. Probably the craziest video I'm ever gonna make. Ranking every single U.S. license plate, even the alternatives, the originals, all of them, man. A to N, A to W. We're doing all of them. Yeah. All right. Let's just start it off because this is gonna be a long video. There's so many to get through, and you know, time's a wasting. We got first off, we got Alabama. I can't see. I gotta zoom in on these ones because my eyes they're failing me in my late teens here. This one it does paint a good image. Like I can imagine myself in this land, this Alabama sanctuary kind of lake. Um, but then again, these colors, this yellow and the green together, I do like the font. I'll give it that. But the yellow and the green together, and then the little blue, they're just using too many types of blues, too many types of greens, and only that one yellow with the gradient, just the slight gradient. And you have to think, would this look good on a car? You know that would be the worst looking freaking thing on a car ever. It's a cool scene. It's a cool picture to paint, but that's a D tier for me. Alaska, sick flag. I like the color combination. It's a cool font, I'd say, for the actual state name. The Last Frontier is a cool motto. This is really just like as neutral. This is as the worst it should get. You know what I mean? Like if the license plates were designed by somebody that was like a really good designer, this right here should be the worst of the bunch. You know what I mean? This is your average like C tier. Like this should be the run of the mill license plate. But there's some pretty stinky designs out there. This one I see. I was actually examining license plates before this like a week ago, just like trying to discover which one my favorite was, and I just love this license plate. It's just so perfect. That bear, I mean, it's first off such a sick animal to be putting on a license plate. I don't know if Alaska necessarily deserves that. Like the only time I've ever seen a bear was in California, and at the Brookfield Zoo. Um, but that is just such a cool like little guy to have on your license plate, like he's almost like there protecting you. It's just so sick. I'm gonna give that one an A tier. We're already starting off pretty strong. Maybe even S tier. Depends on how I'm feeling later on. I'm going to add actually another tier. How do I do this? Add row above because we need an S plus because there's some really awesome designs. Shoot, why don't I? Oh, what's going on? Delete this row, bro. Come on, seriously. What the heck, bro? Crisis averted. We got it. I'm gonna put this one up to S already. Alaska. That is the worst, most like modern, stupid design I've seen in my life, and it's really just doing this one's so dirty because this one's amazing. This one with the bear. Um, and I would like to appreciate the fact that they did not use a gradient on this. And you'll notice every single license plate has some sort of gradient on it, but this one seems like this looks like a wallpaper I'd have in my computer, like on my Chromebook when I was in middle school. It's really a tacky art, and so I'm gonna give it D tier. Those are all the Alaska. Oh no, we got one more. What the heck? Like, there's people traveling up a mountain. See, that's kind of crazy. That's a little bit of a wild design choice, making people climb up a mountain or like just like walk up a mountain. Like it almost looks effortless here. I am curious to know what point in history this happened. Whenever all these people walked up this Alaskan mountain, but sounds pretty important. It's probably meaningful to the people. I'll give this one a B tier because it's just a cool scene. Again, see, this is I think it's called Firewatch, is what I'm thinking of, like the style. Yeah, see, it looks like this. It looks so corny. Like this is some wallpaper engine kind of looking stuff over here. This like I'm not a big fan of these. I think this is just like the default whatever. I like this one a lot because the cool font, like you get the R overlapping the K. I think that's pretty sick. You have the diamond, the natural state. That's a pretty decent little slogan that they got going on there. It's just simple, and that would look cool in a car. So I'm just gonna give that one a casual B tier. California. I was in California. I saw a lot of this license plate, and it looks so unoffensive. Just from like the from your first impressions, but that font really it really puts a lot of poop in your butthole eventually. Like it really like it's like that font just sucks, man. And it's just got the most default everything else and the stupid font. This stupid little cursive font. Um yeah, I don't even I'm not sure where to put this cuz I'm not that like critical of it. I'll just give it a D tier. Colorado, I do like this one. That is a beautiful green. That's a beautiful tone of green, and they didn't overdo it by putting a zillion different types of green or making it a gradient. They actually just stuck with that one green color, and so that's why I'm giving this puppy an S tier right next to its Alaskan buddy. Connecticut, this is so freaking tacky, man. That is just terrible. It's all blue. Everything is blue on this, except for this little bar of white down here. And see, they didn't even make a design for it. I mean, I see it the state of Connecticut right here, but they really didn't even make a design for this. They just put some letters and numbers on a gradient, something I can make in Google Slides for in just like 1 second. So we're just gonna give that one a F. It's the first F tier. There's gonna be a lot more. Delaware. This is a alternative one, I think. No, that's the actual one. Okay, so that's actually what the license plate looks like. Um, it's actually not bad. I do like the color combination. It's very simplistic. I think they know what they're doing with it. I don't think it's offensive at all. I think this would look good on a majority of cars. Especially since in America we tend to have a lot of dark colored cars. Ooh, the Florida one. See, this one I don't really think I ever had any thoughts on this originally, but after making an 18-hour drive to Florida, um, I don't know. One just grows to dislike the place, you know? I mean, when you go there, it's all sticky. It's Disneyland, Disney World, stuff like that. Um, and I'm not trying to like get bias from my dislike of Florida and like put that into the license plate, which has nothing to do with it really. But my personal experience is filled with correlating this license plate with a bad time. Not a bad time necessarily, but just a sticky time. You know what I mean? Like I had so much fun. I've had so many fun memories in Florida, but it's just a sticky. It's sticky. Like this one looks sticky. Like I think there's even like little beads. Look at this. There's like I wish I could. Can I open this image in a new tab? No, I can't. There's little beads of sweat on those oranges. Like it's a sweaty state, and they're really seizing that. Then again, it's kind of cool that they got some oranges going on in it, or clementines or something. Peaches, Georgia peaches. So, just what is happening? This is just it looks like a hoarder's house if it was a license plate. It just looks very yeah, and God We Trust is right. Like that's exactly what I would correlate with the design of this peach kind of looking thing, like slop. It's just slop, man. No, let's go in detail. Oh, this is a classic one, the Hawaii one. See, this design will never be changed because it's just so iconic. I mean, you got the rainbow going from one side to the other. I mean, it just brings a smile onto your face when you see it. It is beautiful. It reminds you of the beauty of Hawaii. It really captures that picture, in essence, in one license plate. And I think a lot of these other license plates try so hard to do that, and they aren't very successful with it. So I'm gonna give this one a A tier. Okay, so my thoughts on this one are a little controversial. This is the worst color I think I've ever seen in my life. This like dark red that they like took off of this like letter right here, and they just went put it right there. I don't know what the design process was with that, but that is a terrible color. And that scenic, holding on to the word Idaho. just just like trying to like get a grip of the eye or something, like hanging off the side of the Idaho thing. Like it's just terrible. And then I mean you have this cool mountain range. I can respect that. But you have this terrible bar. It's just a bar of this the worst color I've seen in my life. And then you have like they could have just made this black or something and then not had this red, right? But then you have the caption. Then you have the slogan. Famous potatoes. That is Idaho. That is literally like you couldn't ask for a better like caption. Like for example, Illinois, land of Lincoln, he was born in Kentucky, right? It's a little I mean, you might be a little thrown off when you're basing your facts on a Illinois license plate, right? But you're not gonna. This is a factual statement right here for Idaho. It has potatoes. That's what it's known for. It's known for its famous potatoes. And I'm literally just going off that caption pretty much because everything else about it is just crap. And I'm gonna give that one a B tier because it's just famous, like famous potatoes. Like you got it. All right, Illinois, the state where I'm from. Top three best states in the U.S. Um, um, yeah, this is the one I got in my car. This is the one my parents got in their car. Um, this is the one everybody knows got on their car. I love that they have a picture of Abraham Lincoln on it. I wish they had a picture of of a president on every single license plate. I think that'd be freaking sick, right? I love how they have a little bit of Chicago, you know, just like on the New York City or the not New York City, the New York license plate. They have a little bit of New York City and a little bit of the surroundings, right? And they're kind of doing the same thing here. We got that real stretched out Illinois right there. I'm not a huge fan of that, but this is just I've just grown so like my idea of this has just grown so watered down, right? So I'm tempted to get a seat and give it a C tier, but just it has a picture of Abraham Lincoln on it. Like that's sick, man. He was a cool guy. So I'm gonna give it a B tier. Maybe I'd move it up to an A tier, but I'm just like it doesn't look very pretty. And it doesn't look amazing on people's cars either. Alright, Indiana. We got two of them here for Indiana. What is this? Indy 500 license plate? I've never seen this before in my life. Um, yeah, and no. I mean just like there's nothing good to say about this. I'll just give it a D tier. Oh, this one's sick though. This one's sick. I remember the first time I saw this. I was like, yeah, this is a full scene. Reminds me of the bridge from Beetlejuice. Like I could totally see myself just striding through that bridge, in my truck or something, or like yeah, like driving my truck, or maybe even in Fortnite. They always got the chests at the top of the bridge here, if you know what I'm saying. Um, Really, some cool things could be happening inside of this bridge, but we just don't really have it. Like I really just get so curious, and so like, I put myself into this picture every time I see it. I just am a really big fan of this license plate. It might be like the worst state in the world. Um, I mean they have IU, I guess, right? And they have Purdue. But there's nothing else in Indiana. I think it's rated the worst state, probably. I don't know. It's such a terrible state. I hate it. But that's a sick license plate, and I really want to move it up to S, but I just can't because of the reputation Indiana has made itself. Iowa, Iowa. We got half city and half farm on Iowa, which is like what New York City did, and what New York State did for New York City and stuff. We got the blades of grass coming up. I mean, it's a lot amount of detail on the grass and then like no detail on the cities. It's just a weird design choice, and that's the worst font I've seen in my life for the characters for the actual numbers that you have on your license plate. That's so bad. That's the worst font ever. I'm gonna give it an F tier just because look, inconsistent design, stupid letters. Kansas. So I'm so like torn on this one because they have this cool seal right here, right? I'm not really sure what's going on with that. Don't really know the history behind it. I don't know the history behind any of these. Um, but that's pretty cool. But it's also super off center. They have no gradient, so that's a point for them on that too. The fonts are decent. Um, it's a cool seal, but is this the best color to put on a car? No. I'll give it a C tier. Kentucky. Yeah, this looks like a logo that we'd whip up in like some free logo, royalty free website for like eighth grade student council or something stupid. I don't know. It just looks like a very bad internet logo that you'd find on a royalty free website that you could use for your like startup. It doesn't look like a good logo, whatever this is right here. I guess that's the unbridled spirit of Kentucky or something. I do like the state in the middle. I'm always gonna be a big fan of that. Don't like the gradient. Don't like the font. Any of the fonts, actually, matter of fact, except for this E and N connection right there. That's a pretty cool touch. And the C and K. Okay. That's pretty sick. Franklin. Not sure why it says Franklin right there. I'll give him a... I'm giving him a D. Louisiana. A sportsman's paradise. That's a cool one. That's a very traditional... I don't believe Louisiana is still the sportsman's paradise to this day, but I do like that they kept that. And I do actually kind of like this font. It reminds me of Donald Trump's signature. Yeah. This bird is off center. Maybe it's just because of the way this text is specifically. I like this one. It's not too offensive. I don't like the gradients, but hey, I'll give it a B. That's not bad at all. Maine. See, you have your own bird on this. You just can't see it in that picture. Oh my god, why isn't it showing the... Yeah, look. You got your own bird on this. Vacation land. That's cool. You guys, you know it's cool. You got an acorn. I mean, this really also paints a picture. This is giving, like, Robinson Crusoe, The Hatchet kind of vibes. Like, stranded out in a forest, but you're just, like, happy and serene. Giving that one an A. Maybe I'll move it up to an S eventually, but... Okay, so the Maryland flag is sick, right? You know, I gotta show that one. That is such a cool flag. I'm not sure the roots of that, but that's a cool flag. But they, and rightfully so, they tried to incorporate it onto a license plate, but they just did a terrible job of it, and they gradiented it, just like they do with everything else, man, when it comes to these stupid license plates. So, just because of the terrible, terrible execution of this, I'm going to give it an F, even though that's a sick flag, cool font. They had everything going for them. They just executed it wrong, right? These colors are sick. This like American, this color spectrum that's going on here is amazing. The fonts are great. Very simple, very clean. This is like a solid B tier, probably. I'm gonna give it a solid B tier, even though it's just so unoffensive that it's like you can't be like, you can't take away points from it, right? Because it's just good scheme, good font. That's at the bare minimum what license plates should be. I'm not even gonna talk about it. Just look at the Pure Michigan, bro. Pure Michigan. It's like the worst corporate slap. Like, please visit my. It's like so desperate. It's like, please visit my state. The only good things that Michigan has to offer is like a couple of lake houses and a couple colleges and like Malcolm X, right? Like, that's pretty much all it has. Minnesota, 10,000 lakes. It's not much of a flex, really. Frankly embarrassing that they had to write that at the bottom. It's like they had nothing else to brag about. I generally do like Minnesota, though. But I'm not ranking the states here. I'm ranking the license plates. And this one, I mean, you have a cool, like, figure in the background. Like, you're kind of put into the scene. But it also incorporates that pretty well into, like, your average license plate design. It does its job, and it does it well, I'd say. Well enough, I'm going to give it a B. Yeah, I think a B is appropriate. Alright, is this, alright, Mississippi. So, there's something up with this license plate. There's just no way this license plate will ever be, centered. Right? Like, that little seal logo right here, this will never be centered. And that's kind of what ticks me off a little bit, because you're never going to have a Minnesota license plate that looks good. Or not Minnesota, Mississippi, right? But then again, you have this font with the S's that have like these circles at the bottom. And you gotta admit, that's pretty freaking awesome. You gotta admit, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, just because of that font, it gets a C tier. It'll get a pass to go to C tier. This one is, Missouri's pretty unique here, I'd say. Oh, you get the wavy lines and stuff. You don't really see that in other license plates. That is a perfectly centered seal right there. This right here is what you want, right? 1821 to 2021. Does it change every year? I'm not sure what's up with that. Why I have the number on it. Maybe let's look it up. I do like the font too. It's very big, very modern. I'm a fan. Treasure State, Montana. Very blue color. Wow, that's so blue. But it also has the state outline too, so that's pretty sick. You don't really see that incorporated much, especially like this. So give this one a B. Ooh, yeah, another Montana. This one says the classic Big Sky, but this one decided to be a little bit quirky, a little bit crazy, and had these just like stock market looking, like heat graph kind of looking deals, and it's kind of making me sad almost because of whatever design this is. I mean, maybe to represent like the mountains or some sort of ranges that they have in Montana. I do like this font generally, but I just don't think it's enough. I do like Big Sky. I think that's a really cool name that they should have taken advantage of more in the other license plate. Cool little thing right here. I'm gonna give it a C tier. This one, however, this Montana, so classic, so amazing. They have that gradient going on, but I'm gonna forgive them on this one because look how sick that font is. Like that's like Oregon Trail looking font. You know what I mean? Classic America. Europeans just got here. They're gonna exploit a bunch of people, right? They're about to get so rich. That's what it's given, right? Big Sky Country. You had the slogan. This is almost a perfect license plate, right? It has the state outline. You know, I mean, this one clearly drew inspiration from this one, but this one's just done so much better. And I don't think this would look amazing on cars, because you have to remember this is going on a car at the end of the day. But by itself, it looks so good. That's what I'm gonna give it S tier. Nebraska. See, again, this one has a date, 2017. That's a pretty cool picture there. I'm not sure what's going on. That's a pretty sick picture, though. Okay, here it is. Wow, that's I don't know, it's a cool figure. I do like that. The font's a little stupid. I do like how they snuck in their state right there. That's pretty awesome. Give it a B tier. We got another Nebraska. God, dude, what even is that? I can't even tell. Yeah, that's just a D tier. Give it a D. Oh my God, what happened to this? What the heck? I can't even like comprehend that one. What was that? Nebraska? Nevada? Jesus. Oh, wow, it's like a geometrical. That's pretty interesting. Okay, that's actually kind of sick. I've never seen that before, ever. I think the last time I was doing rating these, I was looking at this one. Wow, that is very interesting. I actually kind of like it. I think it looks pretty cool, pretty modern. I don't know what their obsession with light blue is though on these license plates, but I'll give it an A tier. It's a pretty decent license plate, man. New Hampshire, Live Free or Die. Classic. Love it. Love to hear that. You know what? I do like this color. I think that would actually look amazing on cars. I think it's good. I think Live Free or Die is a really tough, really cold SD Kid kind of a slogan right there. Yeah, it's pretty friggin' solid, pretty tough. I'll pop this one in B tier. Actually, you know what? A tier? Yeah, I'll give it A tier. Just because of the awesome slogan. Cool font, too. New Jersey with the gradient. It doesn't look good. I do like how it's they have the pure black font color. I'll give it a C. New Mexico. This one's a classic. This one's a classic. You know, I gotta pop this one up. When I was in New Mexico, I saw a lot of this right here. I did not see as much as of this one than I did the other one that I just showed you, but we're in this one. This is a crazy color scheme that will look very good on vehicles that are dark, but not vehicles that are like white or light gray or something like that. But generally, I think this is a pretty cool looking license plate. It's unique. I've never seen. Well, there's no license plate that looks like that out of all these. It just looks cool. It's got some charm. It's got some very unique qualities, very unique charm. You know, give it Esther. Oh boy, we got a reverse New Mexico here. Didn't even see that when I looked it up. Oh no, this first one. Um, I honestly think it's the same kind of vibe, but that blue's a little bit worse. I'll give it H here. Here we are, New York. We reached New York territory. This one's pretty classic, I'd say. I do like the fonts. The fonts are well done. The yellow background is sick. I like to see license plates that don't have white backgrounds. It's always fun. We got the state right there. They snuck it in, you know, like they always do. Empire State. I do like Excelsior better, but it's a solid one. This is a really solid one right here. I think this might be like the last A tier probably, because now I gotta start being more harsh. Yeah, like I said, this is one I was referencing earlier. This is a pretty cool and pretty influential one, I'd say, for New York. This is pretty big. It's cool. They got the city on one side. They got the country on the other side. Excelsior is sick. It's a cool thing to say. It looks pretty tacky, but it's pretty awesome generally, so I'll give it a C. North Carolina First in Flight. That's really not that, like, that's a cool brag, yeah, but I don't really want, like, if I was a North Carolinian, I wouldn't really want that to be, like, my whole state, like, identity. Like, you know, I really wouldn't want to, like, recognize my state with just by being, like, the first in flight. Like, I feel like that's really not that crazy. I mean, it is crazy, but, like, in the grand scheme of things, you really need to put that onto everybody's license plate. Like, that's on everybody's vehicle that is driving over here, right? It's cool that they have the airplane, though. I think it's cool to have a little, you know, you got you got a different mode of transportation on your freaking car. That's kind of sick, actually, now that I think about it. You have like a little wheat field here. You know, generally pretty cool. I'll give it a B tier. North Dakota, man, you got a whole sunset right here. You got a whole sunset, except it kind of looks a little off. But generally, this is like a pretty good. This is like when I was in North Dakota, this is what I saw. You know what I mean? I saw this kind of thing on the daily, right? And you have that one animal, that little emotional support animal that's with you on your car at all times while you're driving in North Dakota. That's pretty sick, man. You know, I love the ones that have those animals on them. I think just this is such a cool touch. Giving it an A tier. This is awful because you have the worst font I've seen in my life for Ohio, with this O in the Ohio having the hole in the O being carved out by the state's shape, and then the background to this blue text is just plagued with so many different stupid, like, words. Nobody can, like, no, what the heck? Like, the birthplace of aviation I thought was freaking North Carolina, man, or something, wasn't it? Where did I put that one? Yeah. Which one's the birthplace of freaking aviation, man? It can't be both. I don't want to be reading all these freaking words when I'm just like looking at somebody's license. That's just terrible. It's probably the worst one on this list. It's going all the way in the front and left. That's terrible. Seriously? Oklahoma, Native America. That is cool. You got your own little person on the back of your car, and he's shooting that bow and arrow, man. He's just, you know, and you have a cool font. It's displaced a little bit. I do like that a lot. Like the letters are displaced, to make room for the native. And dude, this is just generally just like a pretty sick one, man. I think this one really gives off some cool vibes. I don't like the gradient. But this is not actually on par with the S tiers. I was about to put an S tier. This is only on par with the A tiers. It's not invited to the club quite yet. And I actually am gonna make my first promotion from S to S Plus, Alaska. It's an amazing license plate. And maybe Montana too, because dude, just look at the beauty of that one. That is just a beautiful license plate. But we'll see later on. See, I don't know who's designing these license plates, but what on earth, man? I mean, yeah, I do love it when I have like my own little animal on my license plate, right? But they took the outline of the animal and made it so obtrusive and annoying. It doesn't even resemble whatever this is, like a sparrow or whatever this is supposed to be. Like, it really doesn't. Like, you actually have to think about it. It just looks like a really crappy choice of art, you know? And then they have the advertisement for their state at the bottom. The advertisement to travel and to tourize their state, because they don't have enough people in their freaking state. This is stupid. This is so dumb. God, this is such a bad license plate, man. Jesus. Oklahoma, get a grip. Oregon, just a beautiful one, man. These states, C and under, need to take inspiration from states like Oregon. Because you have the simple tree, you have no gradient, you have these cool little trees at the bottom, you got these nice colors, all very cool colors. You feel very cool, you feel very calm, tranquil when you're looking at this. It's the least offensive license plate ever, man. And I would just love to have that on the back of my car. I'm just giving it an S tier, man. What on earth is this color combo, man? Is that the shape of Pennsylvania? What? That's not even the shape of the state, dude. So what is this? What even is that? Like, if that isn't the shape of the state, then what is that? I don't know. F. Rhode Island. So this one's actually kind of sick because I think the wave is an accurate representation of their state just a little bit, you know what I mean? And Ocean State, you know, of course they're going to have a wave, right? Gets a B tier. South Carolina. Oh my god. It's kind of cool. I do like the outline of the tree and everything. Like, it's cool. It's cool and all. There's a lot of gradient going on. It's very obtrusive. It's too much of a gradient. And for that, it's a D tier. Even though they had that tree going for them. And this one I think is done a lot better, even though it's got like the Live, Laugh, Love font at the top with While I Breathe, I Hope. That's pretty stupid. I don't know why they put that there. I'll give that one a B, because they have the tree thing going, and I think that's pretty sick. But they had that stupid font at the top. South Dakota, man. You know, you guys love South Dakota, right? Because it has the Mount Rushmore, right? I was there when I was like 7 years old or something. And I saw it, and I was like, this is pretty sick, right? I mean, it's really cool in real life once you see it, actually. And it's very easy to forget that you have something like that. But also, if you live in South Dakota, you've probably seen that thing a million times, right? So why would you want that thing in your license plate? Right? Why would you want it on your license plate? It's kind of annoying, but it's also an incredible feat of American art, I guess. Even though the guy was like a crazy Confederate who made it, I'll give it an A tier. I think that was a better iteration of this one, because this one's like more discolored, and you know, I mean, this one has a red font that pops and it looks really cool. Great Faces, Great Places is not. That's a really bad slogan. It's a B tier, by the way. But this one just does it better with the red font. I think that's sick. Tennessee, you're the only 10 I see. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I need to get a little closer look here. That's pretty cool. You actually have like a really detailed picture of a mountain. That's really sick, actually, and that would look amazing on a car too. That would look amazing on any car. Let's see. Can I search it up on a car? That'd be cool. What the heck is this? Oh, here we are. Yeah, that's kind of sick, bro. I'm not gonna lie. See, that'll look good on most cars. And it's like once you get closer, you kind of start seeing the mountains and everything. And it's like, ah, I love the state. That's probably what they say usually. Give that one an S. Texas. So controversially, I think that this is an amazing license plate. I think this is one of my favorite license plates just because it's so simple. This will never look bad. This license plate will never look bad on a car ever. You're not gonna have this license plate look bad on a car ever. Like I genuinely guarantee it. Like you could have the ugliest Kia Soul of all time, and you can still have this license plate, and it will make the car just look one bit better. Like I genuinely think it's just so bland, and just so like it has such a good vibe, man. It has such a good vibe. It's just so like normal, right? If all states would look like this, then it would be kind of cool, but also I wouldn't be doing things like this, right? People wouldn't be like actually like looking at their license plates. But then again, I just think it's so like non-obtrusive and just so like Texas. Actually, no, Texas is super obtrusive, but I just like it a lot. Okay, look, let's just get one closer look. Like, bro, that will make any car look just one step better. And look, I know, of course they're driving these dumbass cars, right? Like this fucking Ford. Yeah, that's bad, man. But dude, that's a tough license plate. This one is doing too much. See, this is the Texas that you and I know, right? This is a Texas like this guy. He's got this license plate. He's proud of his state. He's gonna come to your door if you talk crap to him, right? He's gonna come to your door with maybe a handgun, something like that. He just is like the worst person on earth. He's the person that has this license plate, right? The other one is like just that, like it could be anybody, right? This one is the bad kind of Texan. Like you don't want this guy near your kids. Like he's just a scary guy. Uh, I'll give that one a C tier. Oh boy, I'm thinking too long about this one already. It's too much. It's an image, but it's too much of an image. I do like the little guy on it. I think it's cool, but it's too much of an image to have on just your average license plate, and I don't think it would look very good. This is the one that I saw the most when I was in Utah. Um, I saw it a lot, but I don't actually have anything against it. Uh, I just think it's I don't know. I think it just is very repetitive. It gets very repetitive once you see it on just on so many different license plates. And I've seen this structure in real life. I forget what it's called. This like little loop thing. It is pretty beautiful. I just don't want this state to be like chiseled down to just this. It's cool. It gives you a good scene. No gradients. I do like that. I'll give it a B tier. Vermont, cool state. This state actually, like this license plate, although it has no images, although it has no pictures, nothing fun, nothing special. I do actually believe that this looks like Vermont, right? Because they're so green. They got so much green junk going on. Let's see what it says. Green Mountain State, exactly. See, they're green, man. I mean, this will look good on most cars. I'll give it a B tier. Very non-offensive. Virginia. Virginia is for lovers with a heart instead of a V. That's a cool font that they have going on here. But that is a terrible font that they have for this caption. They're, again, advertising their stupid state site is always going to make me upset. It's just not one that anybody could actually look at and actually like. Holy cow, this one makes such a cool statement. Look at this. That makes such a sick statement as just on a license plate. End taxation without representation. That's just America, man. I mean, that's what people have been saying, right? I don't know if that necessarily stands today as a thing you should say, but I think it really holds a lot of history. I mean, within DC, it's cool. I do like it. It's a cool license plate. It's so America. and it's so plain. It looks like something Benjamin Franklin whipped up. You know, if you know, like that just like looks like something he whipped up in his printing lab or whatever he was doing back then. I'll give it a patriotic A. Right, Washington is immediately an S tier for me because it has that sick mountain. It's such a cool looking mountain, man. Cool font on the top, just very non-obtrusive. Cool font on the bottom. You know, nothing against that font, right? It's just something to smile at, right? West Virginia. No words, no thoughts on this one. It's a mindless D. Wisconsin. See, I like Wisconsin's license plate a lot. I see it so often. I see it more than Illinois license plates. Not really, but I see it a lot. Okay, in Illinois. God, I can't freaking work this thing. It has full emojis on it, man. See, that's why I like it. It's got full emojis, dude. You got the cheese wheel. You got the greenery around the farm. They look like emojis. They remind me of emojis, and that gives me a little fun, happy vibe, you know. I'll give it a decent C tier. I just think or no, maybe a B tier, just because it's not too obtrusive. You know, if you're a Wisconsin guy, I mean, you got all your big Wisconsin junk on there. You get the cheese, you get the farms. That's pretty much it. So I guess if you love your state, you got something for it, right? You got the emojis. But also, if you just don't really care about license plates, you have a simple, nice license plate. Wyoming. See, this one's cool because this little guy is just sick. Like that's a cool character, right? Not only that, but they also have a full just image in the background. Like that might have been painted by somebody or something, but that's just an image. Like that's not digital art like this stupid one, right? That's a real image, right? And people are just putting full images on the back of their cars. I'm giving this one an S tier. In Wyoming, they're just literally like copy and pasting images onto the back of people's cars and putting numbers in front of it, and that's cool about both of them, right? But this one looks slightly better because it's just more simple. This one is it looks like a scene out of like Red Dead or something. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it, but it doesn't look very realistic. But also does at the same time in some sort of low quality like 80s kind of feeling kind of sort of deal, you know? Last one, Nevada, the Silver State. Yeah, I mean, it's just such a sloppy, like, over modernized design, dude. You have the stupid gradients. It looks bad. You got the stupid light blue, like all the other bad ones do. But you have a cool font. And you have a decent slogan. But the gradients, they're too much in the way. I'll give it a D tier. All right, that is it for the tier list here. I'll save this image. Oh, it's saved. Okay. Yep, that's what it's looking like. We got Alaska's the only S plus tier, and then an S tier we got Colorado, Montana, New Mexico, Oregon, Tennessee, Texas, Washington, and Wyoming. Thank you guys so much for freaking watching.